Hi everyone and welcome back. Today I have here, this is the Casio GW-500U featuring module 2870. It is a solar wave scepter G-Shock. Quite a unique watch this. It is also dual band 2. It has two frequencies to receive a radio signal from the atomic clock. And it also has a time memory function. And we're going to have a look at that today. There's the case back. Casio 2870 GW-500U stainless steel G-Shock. So today what I'd like to do is guide you through the functions and give you a how to set up the basic features of this particular G-Shock watch, which is what we are going to do shortly. And then we will finish today's review with some final thoughts and conclusions. So without further ado, let's get the watch up nice and close and we will have a look at some of the functions on this wave scepter. Okay, having a close look at the functionality, let us go through the different modes. So using this bottom left mode button here, if you push it once, you're going to go straight into dual time, the GMT, which can be changed. Push it twice and you go into the time memo bank, which will display your recorded times and dates. There are none there at the moment, so we will show you how to do that. And then you've got your alarm, has 5 alarms, and you cycle through those with the right hand button there. 4 alarms and 1 snooze alarm as well. And then you've got your signal. So moving on, we have a chronograph stopwatch, which can be started by pushing the right hand bottom button, and there we go. And if we push the same right hand button again, it will stop, and then the top button on the right will reset the stopwatch. And that is as simple as that. No countdown timer. Okay, so let's test that time memo feature. How does it work? Well, what we want to do is push the right, from the home time screen, push this button on the right, and that will record. See it flashing down below, 205. So if we go, we're back to the home time screen. If we push the mode button twice, and there it is, 205. That has recorded the hours, minutes, seconds, and the full date permanently into the memory, which has 30 spaces. So if we want to try that again with a different time, what we do is we go back to the home time screen and we'll try it again. We'll stop the time at 206. Just wait till it gets there, 58, 59, and bang. And there it has now recorded our second time memo. So let's flick through to our memory bank and have a look at that. And there it is, 2:06 p.m. in position number 2. You can see down the bottom. And if we just push the bottom right button, we can see the first one, 205, that we had just recorded before. So that's convenient. There's a lot of space there for different times. You may want to record a specific time and date, perhaps once a year or twice a year or every day, whatever pleases you. It's an unique function, that one. Something else that I really like about this watch is the fact that from the home time screen it displays the time, and if you go through different modes you can see there's your dual time. It will display the current time and the dual time. There's your memory bank and there's your signal. It's got the time below. There's a stopwatch. It's got the time below, 207, displaying the current time in these other modes. So I think that's a nifty little feature that a lot of the other G-Shock watches also have that feature, so it's kind of nice to have that. Always have your current time on display. Now to set up the watch, you'll go into adjustment mode with the adjust button and hold it down until you see things start flashing. And the first thing is your time zone there. It's got there London, Now if we push the mode button there, we go straight into the wave scepter settings for your atomic time signal, and we can change that from DCF to MSF, only 2 bands. So you need to be living either in England, Great Britain, or Germany in Europe, or within 1500 kilometers of those 2 locations for it to be useful. It's not useful here in Australia, quite obviously, because we are a long way from there. Daylight saving time, you can have that on auto or off. Now what you want to do from here is go and hit the adjust button again, and this will take you into the manual setup mode. There we go. So there's your hours, 12 or 24 hour. Pushing the mode button again, we're going to cycle through to the second to adjust the seconds, the hours, the minutes, the year. It's currently showing the year 2000. We want that to be 2024, so we've gone the long way around. Go all the way down to 2024. Oops, gone a little bit too far, so there we can change that 2024. And then if we hit the mode button again, we can choose our month, whether it be January through to December, and of course the day of the month. Can be adjusted as well using the right hand buttons until we get the correct month, whichever that may be. Obviously it can be increased or decreased using the right hand buttons. So if we hit the mode button again, that's going to take us to power saving mode, whether you want the watch to conserve solar energy when it is not being used. And then we're back to the home adjust screen. There you go, 12 or 24 hour setting there. And so then it takes you all the way through the same functions again. So we hit the adjust button again and we're back to the home time screen. Quite simple, right? Pretty easy, straightforward. Very similar to other G-Shocks and other Casio digital watches that we have all seen previously. So that is a guide on how to adjust your GW-500U. Now looking at the Nightlight, this watch does have automatic backlight, so it does have a sensor. When you turn your wrist, the light will come on, as well as the front button here will activate the Nightlight as well. And as you can see, it does have the electroluminescence backlight. On the wrist, it's quite decent. It's fairly bulky. I think it's a good size for my wrist. I've got a 19 centimeter wrist or a 7.5 inch wrist. So I think it's okay. It's certainly comfortable. There are no problems. There's plenty of adjustment in the strap. So I'm quite comfortable with the size, and I think it would certainly fit anybody's wrist. If you had a smaller wrist or a larger wrist, I think you'll have no troubles with this one. Guys, it is resin. It does have an acrylic crystal, like a plastic face, plastic case, a stainless steel back, and a resin strap that is interchangeable. Now let's get some dimensions and some weight so we can see exactly what we are working with. Alright, so we've got the scales out. Let's pop it on the digital scales there and see the weight of this little Wave Scepter watch, and it looks like 70.9 grams. So 70 grams in weight. So that's not too bad. Probably about average, I guess, for a G-Shock. Measuring the diameter, it's got a kind of an unusually oval shape. So let's take the furthest point across the diameter of the watch, and there it is, 45 millimeters. And of course you've got a lug-to-lug this is even more difficult because of the way the strap is contoured. But yeah, I think it's around about 48 or 50 millimeters. We'll have a look there. There we go, 50 millimeters roughly, if you go to the furthest point. So they are the basic dimensions and the weight of this Casio dual band Wave Scepter watch. I did mention earlier that it's not a multi-band watch. It is in fact this is one of the earlier models. It's about 18 years old, and it only can receive 2 different frequencies. So in conclusion, final thoughts, I think it's a very useful watch. It is a G-Shock, it's got shock protection, 200 meters of water resistance, it has tough solar, the time record function, and that beautiful electroluminescence backlight. So I think it's well worth a look, this one. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.